You are welcome to the Wealthy Continent channel, a channel dedicated to the great people and continent of Africa. Remember, it is not the place that defines the status of the people. Rather, it is the people that define the status of the place. As we continue our journey of financial literacy, we're going to be looking at the topic, why you need both savings and investment. You know, on this financial journey, you have to understand why you are doing what you're doing. If you are going to be motivated, if you are going to be disciplined, then understanding must be in place. Why would you need to keep saving? In past videos, I've encouraged you to have a structure of 70% goes into your expenses, 10% into your generosity, 10% into savings, and 10% to investment. And we're going to be looking at savings and investment. Remember, 70% can be very high for some people based on their situation and circumstances and based on their income. While some people 70% is just is just the right thing. And people decide to increase their income. There's nothing wrong in increasing your income. So that 70% can drop down to 50%. It can drop down to 45% of your expenses. So you have more money to save, more money to give out to good causes, to people, and more money to invest. But we're looking at savings. Now, once you have formed the culture, the habit of savings, you are used to it. You can live without, 10%. You are used to putting money away every time. It's a good habit. At the same time, you are also used to the habit of putting 10% away for investment. But why do you need both? Now, some people just think, okay, I'm just saving. You have to save with intention. You have to know why you are saving. You are saving because, one, you need access to funds when required. Two, if you need to buy a big item, plan for a vacation, plan to change something in your home, buy something, savings comes to play then. Savings is for now and it's for later. Savings is you need money, you have access to it. That's what saving does. And when you have that kind of habit that you have developed, when you need money, whether for, emergencies, because you still have your emergency funds, or your buffer, or your reservoir, or your rainy day funds, you have that in place as well. That's a function of savings as well. You are used to saving, so you have put about 3 to 6 months, even 12 months, depending on your situation and circumstances, aside for emergency. So when those need arises, you don't need to go and run helter-skelter or borrow money. You've saved up the money somewhere. Now, for your today, tomorrow expenses, or you need to buy something, you still have cash. Savings makes you to have access to cash. You mustn't forget that. Now, investment is where you put the icing on the cake. This is where our money works for us. This is where our money works harder than we work for ourselves. This is futuristic. It's not just about now. It's about later. It's about tomorrow. It's about years to come. So you are putting your investment into businesses, into capital assets that would increase in value, that would generate dividends for you, that in time to come, there's so much demand that the value would have increased. So the money you put there will just be compounding and compounding and compounding, and that is where wealth is being made. We build wealth when we invest. But we have to understand that there are things that must be in place before we start investing. Otherwise, we'll be in and out of investment. We should be investing consistently, continuously, for it to make sense and for our money to work harder than we are working. So investment comes to play. You need to invest in things that you know that will appreciate in value. Things that the demand will be so there today and tomorrow. Things that when you look at it 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, is appreciating and always appreciating and always appreciating. And that is why and where we build our net worth. Now, some people confuse savings and think that they can save their way to wealth. The challenge with just saving and saving and saving and saving money without investment is inflation is a challenge. Now, some people save money, but what does the bank give to you? The bank gives next to nothing. on your money, and inflation is always there. So inflation is biting into that money that you have in the bank. So savings doesn't make us wealthy. Savings doesn't build wealth. Savings is for now and access to liquidity. So don't just be saving and saving and saving and saving and saving without investing. It's not the right way of doing things. The same thing goes for investing. Don't just say, I'm just going to invest and invest and invest without having savings. Because when you are in need of cash, you have to understand something. Not all investments are liquid. There are non-liquid investments. There are liquid investment things that you can get cash from now, and things that you have to wait. If you buy a house, for instance, or you build a house that you are renting out, or you have a land, you have to go through a process of, selling that before you get money. But with savings, you have access to cash. Liquidity is a must on this journey. There's no negotiation. You must have access to cash, and that is where savings comes in. When it comes to investment, you are not trying to sell what you buy, invest today, sell tomorrow. That is not investment. You are thinking long term. So both savings and investments, they are required on this journey. Remember, savings will meet today's needs, tomorrow's needs, when you need cash, because savings is about liquidity and access. You have access to cash. Some people don't have access to cash because they've saved everything. They have invested everything, and when they need cash, they are running out of skelter because they don't have access to cash. There must be a balance, a defined balance where you have access to cash because you are saving money. You have a rainy day fund somewhere. You have an emergency fund somewhere. You have a buffer somewhere. Is access to cash. Something happens, you have access to cash. Now, with investment, is futuristic. That you need money in the future. You have your money working for you. Your money is just working for you and working for you and building you wealth and compounding and compounding and compounding and compounding. That is where investment comes in. If you understand this, there is no way that you won't be financially okay, because you have access to cash when required, and at the same time your money is working harder for you than yourself. If you have been getting value from our videos, we would like you to consider subscribing to this channel, clicking on that like button, and sharing with others. Remember, a candle does not lose its value by giving light to others. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.